Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the Rabobank Hockey World Cup 2014 in Hague. This event is sponsored by our main sponsor Rabobank and our partners anthems, Argentina, Cheap Tickets, Hague, Hero, Loughborough University, Intercourse, Rabobank, Pentathlon Previews and Volvo. Loughborough University is our partner of today, and they all wish to have us to stay in Hague and beautiful sporting events. Ladies and gentlemen, we will now present both teams and officials. We start with the Belgian team. Number 2, Hague. Number 3, Number 4, Captain Van Number 6, Johan 7, Johan 8, Ronaldo 9, Sebastian 10, Siti Shaki 15, Manu Stockholm 17, Johan Luis 19, Felix de Nijn 21, François 22, Simon Bouillard 23, Constant de Zandre 27, Conor 28, Jerome Duijs 29, Elliot van Steel 32, Toby Cosette. And of course, the team manager, Philippe Comte and coach Mark Lomas. And now the second team, number 1, Jamie Mark, number 2, Rino Pilar, 3, Sander Borges, 4, Glenn Turner, 5, Christian Piano, 6, Robert Dunn, 9, Captain Mark Knowles, 11, Eddie Holden, 12, Eddie Ransom, 16, Matt Rose, 17, Arnold Gillespie, 19, J.T. Devlin, 20, Matthew Small, 24, goalkeeper Tyler Howell, 27, Nino Rovers, 30, goalkeeper Andrew Trotter, 31, Travis Kaufman, and 32, Jeremy Hayward. Team manager Ray Reeves and coach Rick Johnson. The officials today are umpires from Argentina, German Destroyer, and from Germany, Christian Bach. The judges from the Netherlands, Erik Kleiner, and from France, Sylvie Petition. Mutual umpire from Poland, Martin Koval, and technical officer Romania Claudius Gonzalez.
It's one of the most keenly anticipated games of this day 5 of the 2014 Hockey World Cup. Welcome to the Kyocera Stadium in The Hague. as Belgium, the world number 5 and near neighbours to the host nation, the Netherlands, take on the reigning champions and world number 1, Australia. Plenty of anticipation on what is a chilly day here, but the hockey's about to be very, very hot. I'm Quentin Hull, joined by the 3-time British Olympian Simon Mason, and this has been the talk of Hockey Park today. Many people keen to take in this contest with Australia. 2 wins from 2, so too Belgium. England with the advantage of a recent victory getting to the top of the pool, but a win today for either the Kookaburras or Red Lions gets them to the top of the standings.
It does indeed, and it's hugely anticipated as they step forward. Both teams attacking, vibrant, energetic sides who'll be very much looking to get on the front foot during this to take that tabletop in place.
Australia with a 4-0 victory over Malaysia to open its tournament, was followed by a 3-0 win over Spain. Here are the men in goal. Chris Sorrello, as ever, cuts a mean figure. And today the Red Lions, in their alternate darker strip, beat India with a late winner courtesy of John Doman 3-2 in their first game of the tournament. And then it was the Tom Bone show out on the Greenfield Stadium on match day 2 of this pool, as Belgium beat Malaysia 6-2, having to come from behind twice, it must be said, in that highly entertaining game. It's in the middle of the night in Australia. I know plenty of people sitting up to watch. It's a great scene here in the Netherlands. Bit chilly, but still. The Belgium fans, well, they haven't had far to travel. And this rising hockey nation has got high hopes for an upset here. We'll have the anthems, and then we'll knuckle down into what promises to be one of the highlight matches of the tournament so far. Well, the classification rounds are a long way off, but there's a sense that the tournament's just about to step up a gear for these 2 teams. Overall, Australia have beaten Belgium 23 times out of the 26 encounters, but in their last 3 matchups, we've seen all 3 results: a Belgium win, an Australian win, and a draw. This is the team representing the rising nation from next door.
And looking at that, I think the one standout player, Arthur van Doorn, has really started to establish himself. Only 19 years old, but a fantastic player. And then the excitement of Briels up front and Denea through midfield do some special things.
Mark Lammers, a Dutch native here coaching the Belgian team. You can hear the roar of the Lions already. But the assignment is one of the biggest ones in world hockey today. They take on the reigning world champion out of Australia, captained by Mark Knowles, with so much experience in the lineup.
And it's actually the bench that I really like the look of. Jake Wetton really been compared to a Matty Swan of the past, and with both of those able to come in at the same time, that interchange could be incredible.
The Kookaburras, as they're affectionately known. Rick Charlesworth will coach. That actually looks like the back of Graham Reid down on the bench. The assistant coach. Last messages from Knowles and co. What are you expecting, Simon?
Well, one thing I will expect is high tempo from both sides. Belgium have got some incredible free running forwards, and everybody in world hockey knows about the power and the assertiveness of the Aussies, so it's certainly not going to be a stale midfield contest, that's for sure.
Argentina and Germany represented with the whistles today. Thursday afternoon's about to get a bit warmer because we've got Belgium and Australia to do battle. The Red Lions in their dark strip to the right. Australia in green and gold to the left. Enjoy as match day 3 in Pool A continues. Will we get another Tom Bones show? His magnificent 4 goals that he slammed home against Malaysia really did excite Hockey Park. And the Australians have really jumped out of the blocks. Well, certainly last start they did a bit slow against Malaysia, but they are a team renowned for getting on the front foot early, the Kookaburras. Perhaps that's the early challenge for Belgium.
It is, it's that containment while still playing your natural game, and because Belgium's natural game is assertive, is aggressive itself, if you just try and contain, then you take away from your own strengths.
Play long.
So Govers down the right.
Yes,
Already has a goal for the tournament. Trying to work with Dwyer. Van Doren, you mentioned Simon, very talented young player, only 19 years of age, 38th international, but a real general.
And it's that characteristic, the fact that he is so young, but in both for his club side and internationally, he's stepped up into the team and really commands, isn't afraid to put a stern word into much more experienced colleagues to make sure they're delivering around him. Exceptional talented youngster.
Stockbroke's nice work through midfield. Briel's the target, and he beats Stephen. Thomas Briels inside the 25. He's got some help down low. Gunyar! And well saved by the Australian keeper, Andrew Charter.
Oh, Gunnard was the pass. Briels bursting his way through. I think Gunnard's first touch needed to be towards the goalkeeper. He tried to set up a tap-in chance. However, I reckon if he'd taken that towards goal with his first touch and not taken the second, he could have got a harder shot on target.
So already a test for the Australian defence. Govers turns it over. Belgium, the world number 5. Haven't been at a World Cup since 2002, but they finished 5th at the Olympics, qualified for the next Champions Trophy by finishing 5th at the event in Melbourne not so long ago. They've improved markedly. Oh. Eddie Ockenden, not happy at all.
Sir, wait. Be careful, okay? I'm giving you a warning. Okay? Behave, please. Play.
Well, Ockenden certainly letting us know his intensity level early on. Gunyar down the left this time. Flo van Obel. And back for the reset.
Ockenden happy to make his case felt. He thought it was his sideline hit. But his initial reaction was to back away. I thought he thought that the Belgian attacker had taken a touch on the ball so he could step in and then steal it.
Captain Jerome Troyens. And he'll take the auto pass. Zaluski in front of him. There's that Typical European patience around the midfield of Belgium. That long ball coming to no avail, though, with Van Stuylenk unable to challenge. And let's see if this man can dazzle with some skill today. The 35-year-old Jamie Dwyer. Well, he's let us down there with a poor hit. But Liam de Jong makes a good challenge to win the ball for Australia.
Yeah, it's not often you see Dwyer miss-hit a ball, but if you watched how he carried that forward, that's the mark of a truly brilliant international player, and that's huge from Zero. How have they kept that on?
Oh, Orchard,
What
brilliant
a great
touch.
bit of skill.
And Stradonk able to get onto it, though. The Aussies in midfield. Zalewski, Orchard. Here's Dwyer. And a penalty corner as the searing cross from Jamie Dwyer was lifted off the stick of Emmanuel Stockbrooks.
And Stockbrooks will be disappointed because the ball comes in hard. See on the replay, just crash ball in. It's got a little bobble to it. Stockbrooks plays it down into the turf and it bounces up dangerously, causing the flinch from Govers.
Chris Sorello's skins underneath his playing singlet showing the cool nature of the weather today. He's one of the key men at the top of the battery. So too Kieran Govers.
Well, both men their first choice options, down low to the keeper's left and right.
15. 2 seconds, 15.
5 minutes into the contest, and the first penalty corner is Australia's. De Jong will bring in. Govers forces a save. Van Asch does well with the left glove. Vincent Van Asch took care of it pretty well, but the danger's not gone. Another appeal for a penalty corner, and they'll get it.
Yeah, Montes de Oca didn't blow immediately, was unsighted, had to confer with his colleague Christian Black. Here we see the flick, but it's not wide enough for Van Asch. His weight's going to the right, anticipating what we said was the favourite flick. And then the interchange play down this baseline, leading to the cheap penalty corner. Troyan's foot. No contest in the decision.
It's the one part of the Kookaburras game they have worked on intently since London. We know of their brilliance in open play, but can the set piece match it with the best in the world when it counts most? Again, Sorello and Govers wait at the top of the D. Sorello, he drives it through! The Victorian scores, and Australia lead Belgium 1-0.
Pure power. Sorello picks it out to the top, stop dead to the goalkeeper's right. He's unsighted. That's an awful bit of goalkeeping. Don't know if it gets a touch off the #1 runner to deflect it, but that's straight through Van Asch, whose hands are spread wide. Should have got a left hand behind that, or at least the midriff, the centre of his chest pad. You can only suggest he's unsighted by his #1 runner.
Straight down the corridor, but too much heat from Chris Sorello.
It's that balance defensively. International sides now run #1 runners pretty much from the middle of the goal. And if you get your angles wrong by only 20, 30 centimetres, the goalkeeper can see absolutely nothing, and you have to affect your balance. Maybe that's what's undone Van Asch.
Well, a quick chance for Belgium to reply, but a nice bit of work by Kavanagh. Solier was looking dangerous at the top of the D. Now Wetton to combine with Orchard down the right. Here's the busy Brisbaneite, Jake Wetton, trying to find the foot, but umpire said play on. Thierry comes away. Oh, Orchard. The challenge was good, but just a little high. Dorian Thierry, another of the young talents. He's only 20 years of age. Good touch from Deven. But Bone sends it long, and Kavanagh, what wonderful. Was that young Hayward? Yes, it is Hayward. The Territorian with that brilliant touch.
It was a fantastic jumping interception because Bone had deliberately gone to a low-level pass.
All manner of obstruction getting in the way of the hockey. I wonder what the note says.
And somebody in the crowd floating a love letter down to one of the players, possibly. One of our volunteers coming out to pick up on it and get it off the playing surface. 2-on-1.
Turner's got some space. Attacking side of midfield. Goes himself, Glenn Turner. Wants to try again. Wetton, low post goal. Australia doubles its lead within the opening 10 minutes as Jacob Wetton scores his 24th goal for Australia. 2-0 Kookaburras from nowhere.
And we see it, there was an initial shot from Turner as he came in, and then he span. He knew where Wetton was. Nothing that Vanash could do about it. Reckinger tries to step in and block it, but it's a simple tap in on that far post. Great disguise on the pass, the spin movement. Simple finish from Wetton, and Belgium undid themselves with some shocking backline defence. And out of shot as that play went on, we saw Vanash and Van Doren at the top of their own circle, having a word with each other.
Well, to say it's not what the Red Lions were hoping for is a gross understatement. Kookaburras, such good front runners, and to have scored 2 goals in the opening 10 minutes. It's going to be very hard for the world number 5, but this is a team with great potency, Belgium. Stroyens lays it back. John Doman's touch will result in a Belgian hit. Doman was the star with the late winner against India when that seemed destined to be a 2-2 result.
In the middle of our screen, Leandro Negre, president of the FIH. A number of executives will come in over the course of the next 10 days as this tournament builds up to the final stages. It is the highlight of our pure hockey calendar, obviously. And everybody from around the world will want to be here to see and to be seen.
That's good.
Yes, it's been a terrific start to the tournament now. Everyone's just knuckling down to business, grinding through this next session. Almost the 3 sessions in the tournament, really. The first 4 days of play where each country plays 2 matches. We had a rest yesterday, and now 6 days of continuous hockey from today through till Wednesday of next week. As again Turner, the beneficiary of a turnover, that was kicked.
Just the foot.
Everybody
5 inside the 25.
There's 6 days of continuous hockey, another rest next Wednesday, and then into the classification and medal rounds. Hayward.
Play.
Seen
It's on,
behind,
play
no,
on.
it's alive, and Vanash kicks it away.
Play, sir, play.
Most conventional bit of goalkeeping. Vanash going down to his right-hand side to stop the ball
You
across
two,
the
okay?
circle. And
Behave, okay?
that's a
If not, I will
sensible
send
thing
you
for
out,
him to do.
okay? You two. Play!
Bit of niggle between Reckinger and Turner.
Neither willing to give quarter. Either would expect it, either protecting the space. Reckinger making a mistake a moment ago and nearly letting Turner in, and Turner will be winding him up with that. A little bit of a niggle in his ear.
Wetton, the target of the long ball. And
You two, out.
again,
And you, out.
both of them, Turner and Reckinger, have both been given a green card. The umpires had enough.
He told them, what, 45 seconds ago he warned them, and they're both out of there, sitting down, and Reckinger will be down about 5 seconds before.
Well, Sorello, as we see the men run to the bench, a free hit to Belgium, so that allays the fears of the Red Lions for the time being. Take a seat, boys. Cool your heels and your tempers. He's a mean-looking character, GT, as he's known.
Yeah, indeed, and Reckinger's an extremely physical fullback. He likes to protect his space, been around the international circuit for a long, long time, done really well to come back from injury, suffered, I believe, from his ankles, managed to come back in and make this new style Belgian team. And earlier on you were talking about that European patience, and I actually think Belgium's strength is the fact they don't exhibit that patience all the time. They combine it with an Antipodean flair and aggression, and that combination is probably what's got them right up there as well rankings.
Great insight from the 3-time Olympian Simon Mason, with Australia taking 2 goals early on here, and oh, that's an unfortunate touch that's gone into the head of, is it Van Strijdonk, I think, is, yeah,
No.
Elliot Van
It's okay.
Strijdonk is, it didn't take a deflection off the young stick, but it's
Ready, 29?
good to see that he's
Let's
okay.
go.
They always hurt, but particularly on a cool day.
Yeah, bizarre as it sounds, though, that's on the flat of his forehead rather than off an eyebrow, because we would have seen a cut.
And great positioning from Van Doren. Cosins.
Great team defence from Australia. That shows the importance of players chasing and tackling back, because it wasn't the last man in the end who made the tackle. It was all because Hammond had run back and robbed the ball in midfield.
Well, another loose pass from Dwyer, and Kwesins, well, this is, should I say, Gunyar away. Kwesins is looming up in the centre of midfield, but Simon Gunyar to inbound from the left.
All the Belgian forwards had led out to their left-hand attacking situation, which means that Belgium now coming down their right. There's not a lot in front of them. There's space to run into, though.
Stockbrooks, long corner. Sorello with a penalty corner conversion through 7 minutes. Doubled up just 2 minutes later by a field goal from Jake Wetton. As the Kookaburras with this 2-goal lead. Kwesins trying to halve it. Stockbrooks. The skipper threatening to wind up. And the Belgians get out of this bottom corner with effect and find an incision into the D. Back to halfway to try and suck the gold shirts out. Van Doren. Seidler. And the overhead is an interesting route. And it's always going to be tough to find a man 5 metres away from his nearest opponent with that overhead into the D.
Well, it was Denea. You see the overhead. You see a little bit of niggle here. There's a little bit of contact. There's a stick behind a knee, and then there's a bit of a follow-through. I think it was accidental, but Hayward certainly making his point felt.
Pretty important touch from Seidler. Turner was again just sniffing about, and a releasing ball draws Charter off his line, and he's going to, like a security guard at a nightclub, say, "You're not getting in."
Yeah, and he timed that very well, because there's the issue that if he'd let that go through his legs and there still was a chance for Belgium to get it, the obstruction call does go in there, and in a circle as a goalkeeper, you just have to be absolutely certain of the distances and the lines in case you get caught out and penalised. Going back to that overhead ball, though, Denea's lead over the top was a clever one, and the ball itself into the circle was misthrown. It should have been out wider so he could pick it up and peel around the baseline.
Inside 20 to the break on this crisp Thursday. Kavanagh through Ockenden, and now Deven. Free hit to Belgium.
Come on, you know.
Tim
yes,
Deven thrilled us with an early goal against Spain, and a unique celebration which I believe didn't go too well down with Rick Charlesworth and the Kookaburras coaching unit. Just heard a little whisper out of the Cookers that there might have been a, hold on, that's perhaps not the way to show your delight so early in the tournament. So I don't know whether we'll be getting as many goal celebrations like that today from the Kookaburras, if indeed they can find some more here. As lovely skill from Thierry, and that deflection is dangerous. Charter's in a good position to stop Van Obel, but he's still got it, Flo Van Obel. Kwesins with 3 against him, and Govers will clear. Good press from Belgium. No easy out here for the Kookaburras, so Govers just hoiks it. Dwyer's down there, but it's gone over the side.
And that's a real centre-forward poacher's chance as it's picked in the middle of the circle. Florent Van Obel picking it and spinning and smashing it into Charter's pads. Charter had to be aware, because he needed to get right on top of that. It was too close to him that if he'd stayed on his line, he wouldn't have made a save. It just needed to hit him.
Well, outside of the scoreline, it looks like the Red Lions are starting to get into the contest here. But this Kookaburras team, their ability to strike so quickly, as that's a lovely long ball from Deven, and great skill from Dwyer on the back line. 2-on-1 against Godis in the circle, side netting. Oh, still, Govers able to get a shot away. It looked like Belgium had the numbers.
Well, it's a defender in front of Anash who picked it up. It wasn't a particularly strong pickup because it was on the reverse stick. And in doing so, it just meant that there wasn't a clear route out of the circle, and it was a spin drag push out to the top of the D that got intercepted to create that shot for Govers.
It's nasty from Ockenden. Luckily, Domon's okay. as Gunyar goes back to Stockbrooks. Red Lions looking for a goal here.
And what Australia have been prepared to do so far in their press is just threaten the two fullbacks, so split the two fullbacks, and then Dwyer's line of run, trying to keep the ball out on the flank. It's what they did right from the beginning, but your comment about Belgium playing themselves back into it, it'll be a combination of, yes, them gaining a little bit of confidence, but also Australia, the intensity will just die a little bit, because as you get in, you just get a fraction more tired.
Great skill from Stockbrooks on a dribbling run inside the 25. Drew a couple. And again, Knowles is just sitting back on the D, waiting for that ball to come through if they can get it, but Gunyar is dispossessed. And Zalewski links with De Jong, and now Dwyer. Oh, had he got a stick on that, it would have been another nervous moment for the Red Lions, because this man is one man you do not want to give space. Well, Rick Charlesworth, I think, always cuts a figure of a man with nails in his shoes. Oh, David is just
given us more than just a free hit.
It's just sat on him. Obviously, it was a bit of a tangle, but Tim Deven is crunching into the back of Sebastian Dochier. Now, Charlier on the back line, penalty corner, Belgium. Here's the first chance at the set piece for the Red Lions. And we look for the number 27, indeed, Tom Bones out there, so he'll be at the top of the battery.
Yeah, we see on the replay, no doubt, about the first decision. Rebound nearly going over the top of Charter's head, but there's no doubt as the stick comes in, top edge, up it goes. Charlier trying to tap it over Charter.
This man scored 4 goals at his last outing. Just 24 years of age, but already more than 150 international appearances. De Seidelier is there with him as well. Gunyar to bring in. First penalty corner of the Red Lions. They trail by 2. Bone sees it deflected. Another penalty corner. That was off the body of one of the line runners.
Oh, Bone's drag is so deceptive. When you watch the first part of the pull through from his feet, it's really quite slow, and then suddenly it's the whisk rip, and he was trying to rip that down to the goalie's bottom right-hand side. With the castle to the left-hand defensive post, it opens up that space, makes it much harder for the keeper.
The Australians geared up, ready for another charge. Oh, and a loose entry there from just trying to pick it up. Charter has to say, gee, that's a good crack from John Doman. And yeah, unfortunately, the ball in didn't have any penetration, but still, well, Knowles, the experienced stick, was able to see the kookaburras clear. Turner's got help from Orchard, but the try-in stick deemed illegal.
Yeah, it was an ugly passage of play through that left-hand channel. But Charles did very, very well off a driven ball to his left-hand post. Big left kick having to get out, deflect the ball clear. That's an awful pass from Knowles. I don't know what he was looking at there.
He'll get the chance to try again. Deven, but Recking are well placed. Saw the line that Turner was running deep, got in the way.
Sideline.
But the throw ball to far left. So tick over 13 minutes left in this opening half. This is Pool A. The Kookaburras from Australia against the Red Lions of Belgium. Both teams undefeated to this point of the tournament. Turner with company.
Play nothing.
Good work from Reckinger, making the tackle without the stick check. Gunyar, little Matty Swan, gets it back through Orchard now, and Turner again. Godis, and Orchard unable to control, but that had a bit of bubbling flair about it.
And the smoothness of those interchanges down that right-hand side. In the end, it's just a little jab off the end of Reckinger's stick that takes the ball over the baseline and away. But the fluidity of the Australian interchange when they get on a roll will worry Belgium. Although overall, I'm not sure how concerned they'll be. They are creating chances and coming back into this game, but they need to bypass Knowles. You alluded to him standing line to goal, and he is exceptional at reading play and just covering things up. picking up all the bits and pieces.
Nice challenge from Reckinger to deny Aaron Zalewski.
No dancer, no.
And Thierry just
By your
chucks
side.
it away. So reset through Hayward and Devon. Devon, one of the late inclusions, to his fellow Blondie, Zalewski. Now Gubbers, and he's got Godis, but Matt Godis himself also included late, unable to trap the pass from the tattooed New South Welshman. Again, that's loose. Never looks happy, Rick Charlesworth. John Doman.
Oh, he's a perfectionist, isn't he, that man there, Charlesworth? So he's definitely not. If there's mistakes out there, he'll be playing every play through in his head and trying to look what his team can do and change the momentum, shift the intensity, tactically make amends.
Oh, and lucky Denaya got back there. Used his body after it looked like it was coming unstuck. Brilliant ball, Thomas Briels in the circle. Beautifully covered by Charter. Made sure that the save went down, and a penalty corner is coming though, as Tango Kuisin's found a foot. Briels had time. Charter was up to it. But another corner for Belgium.
But it was all about Denaya's work. That pass was exceptional. Briels off his right foot, squeezed it. Not a great shot, an easy pick for Charter. And then this simple little pop movement. Player's gone to ground in front of him. And in the end, it's Swanee who just gets touched on his knee for the Belgian corner.
Get ready, okay?
So Denaya to bring in.
Okay, guys? Ready? Australia ready? Stick up,
Desailly is
okay.
there. And no bone at this corner. It's Desailly. Variation. And another penalty corner as the deflection from Briels went into a defender, and for a moment he was hoping for a stroke, but the keeper was behind the man that got the body to it.
Yeah, that's why you line up your defence with your postman in front of your goalkeeper. So if it does hit a foot, Charter's behind it. That's totally defendable by Christian Blash. That's a corner, not a penalty stroke, because the goalie's come across that big left boot.
Belgium just starting to get
ready, please.
a bit of a chance at the set piece.
Okay.
Desailly and Kuisins again at the top. It's Kuisins. Oh, and that was a variation for someone down low with no one in the postcode.
Oh, Briels is looking as if to say, well, what do you expect? I'm inside the line of the post, you've put it behind me, and that's just an appalling miscommunication on a set play to deliver a pass to a player who's not even there. And talking about Charles of being a perfectionist, Lammers will be absolutely irate. Be livid at that.
Van Obel. Good challenge on the clearance from Fergus Kavanagh to keep Belgium's pressure on here. Deflected away by Knowles. There's big Felix Denaya.
That's good. That's good for me.
Goman. And quickly slapped in by Stockbrooks. It was 2-on-2 inside the D.
That line?
Long corner, or from the side, should I say.
Down on this side of the pitch, you've got an optimistic call from Stockbrooks, who was looking for a 50-yard cross-field aerial from the long corner.
Oh, now Turner takes on Van Doren and gets past him. Well, Van Doren's got 11 years on him, so he should be able to run him down. The 19-year-old against the 30-year-old. Turner showing great pace.
Finding the overdrive button, wasn't he, as he went down that side. He just said, you know what, I've got another gear and I'm going to go straight past you.
Old legs can run faster when there's an open 25 beckoning. So after a bit of a period right of screen, the Kookaburras now inside the 25. Good challenge from Van Strodonk. He saw the pass. Now Matty Swan. He goes hard every time, the little man. But couldn't control.
It's an advantage.
And a 16-yard hit for Belgium. 2-0 with 7.5 to the break. Both goals coming in the opening 10 minutes.
And you heard the call a moment ago from umpire Montes de Oca saying, no, I gave you the advantage. He did indeed, because Denaya came steaming out the top of his circle to try and make an interception. flattered into Matty Swan. Wanted to offer feeling that Swan came through that with the ball and therefore allowed him to play on.
Inside. Play.
Just a bit of miscommunication there. Simon Orchard wanting to play on. He thought he'd taken the auto pass from the right spot. Nonetheless, again, everyone camped in that defensive half of Belgium, attacking for Australia. Van Doren with a touch onto his shin pad, so
Don't push.
the hit from the 5-metre dotted exclusion zone just outside the D. Kavanagh, the West Australian. Crack and hope. Orchard keeps it in. Wetton, play ball, they say. Van Doren does well.
5.
Fantastic strength on the baseline as the ball got crashed in. See here, what a one-handed take from Orchard, and the pass back under his arm for Wetton. Wetton, just that second touch, what popped the ball up in the air, unable to get a shot away.
Yes, it was an unnatural one-handed stick control from Simon Orchard that kept that alive. As Kavanagh gets back. Another chance for Belgium to try and half this Australian advantage. But Godis denies, and Ockenden, oh, just pushing through Gunyar, but dispossessed. Australia's ball.
Charlier looking for just the first time ball into the circle. There was some great rush defending from the Belgians. They were really putting pressure on the ball carrier, happy to sweep it back, shave tackle it, going underneath the stick of the ball carrier, just to play it back to your own midfield line.
Oh, poor ball from Kavanagh. So Belgium a chance again to go inside the 25. The captain from Van Domen and Van Doren all the way back to the reset, trying to shift from left to right. And now back the other way, looking for a way around Australia, or if not, at least spread them so then the ball can go through the middle. Pretty static midfield from the Aussies, and De Jong one-on-one with John Doman. Oh, Doman wins the free hit. Already scored 2 goals this tournament, John Doman.
Yes, right there, you can play.
The winner against India, and beautiful completion of a set move against Malaysia. Stockbrooks. Oh, and Ockenden just stood like a pillar and said, "You're not getting around me." And now Dwyer with that characteristic flipping dribble. Devon, good pressure from Bone, and not a great pass, but Turner's going to, it's Hammond in fact.
Gunnar going in a little bit aggressively down the middle of the pitch and getting away with it, but it was a flailing tackle in midfield, very nearly hacked away at Hammond.
Or Dwyer and Turner, but the numbers against the Saint-Hilaire says we're not going to play hockey down here. Free hit to Gunyar. Australians hadn't moved away from the 5-metre drop zone. Now Charlier with numbers to beat. Sticks go flying. Belgian hit. 3.5 to the break. Red Lions have had some good possession and territory in the latter portion of this half. They need a goal to show for it. That's a bit of a glory ball there. And gee, away from the ball, there's a tangle between Tom Bone and Andrew Charter. It's nowhere near the ball. And there was almost... It was more ice hockey than field hockey. What happened there?
But it looks like Bone's looking at the ball and Charter's gone shoulder to shoulder. He's apologised immediately. He's not looking at the ball at all. Sorry, he is looking at the ball completely. He's not looking at the goalkeeper, so the contact was just accidental. Danger of it flaring up a little bit, but Christian Blaschent, it's his responsibility. He's looking at it, he knows what's going on.
So Tom Bone and his teammates now surging back in defence. It's Australia on attack once more. 2.5 to the break. Wetton bereft of ideas, so he takes them on himself.
That's a confident player. I mean, the left-hand corner, I haven't got any ideas, so I'm just going to dribble past all of you.
Not short on confidence, Jake Wetton. I'm sure his dad Tom's sitting up late somewhere in Brisbane watching. Good ball to Bone, and Belgium can clear.
What a turn.
Well,
Unfortunately, Bones slipped in the middle of the pitch, but that one-handed move from right to left to come underneath his feet and accelerate. Great execution, just lost balance at the last moment.
Van Strijdonk just pressured. But that's nice work from the side on there. The Doman. Is there a way through for Belgium late in this first half? The goals on 7 and 9 minutes to Sorello and Wetton. Penalty, corner conversion and field goal respectively. Deven attacks and needed to get a touch. Dochier was waiting. Guignard on a Lone Ranger run, 2 against him, but keeps the ball for Belgium. The 23-year-old who's passed the 150 cap mark, Simon Guignard. Off Knowles and Swan, and Dwyer now gets past 2. Jamie Dwyer in full flight. Is there a better sight? Oh, nice tackle from Van Strijdonk. Hasn't called a full stop on his career, Jamie Dwyer. Wants to get through the World Cup and play the Commonwealth Games and then just assess where he's at. 35 years of age and a major change to come to Australian men's hockey after the Commonwealth Games in August, with Rick Charlesworth retiring. It could be the last ride for this champion team. But all they're worrying about right now is getting to the break to ensure that they've still got a 2-goal advantage.
Yeah, Matty Swan doing some great work in defence. Tom Bone leading wide out down that baseline, picking the ball cleanly, but as he did so, the challenge from Swan just knocking the ball back onto his shin pads.
Stockbrooks. Denier, he's got Thierry running for him. Brave piece of defensive work from Liam DeYoung. Questions for that man at half-time as the hooter sounds and we reach the break in this Pool A clash between the Kookaburras and Red Lions. And it's Australia through. That man firstly, Chris Sorello, and then a follow-up field goal from Jake Wetton. The Aussies 2, the Belgians 1. Crowd being warmed up by the sun now coming out, and some pretty intense hockey in that first half, Simon.
It was no surprise the Australians started incredibly hard and the Belgians came back into it. They're used to doing that. There'll be no surprise to see them coming back into this game with some opportunities.
So in go the Belgians. We know they've got the skill to come back, and that's the question that awaits. Don't go anywhere. Second half after this, 2-0 Australia. What's there to look at? Quentin Hull and Simon Mason with you at the Kia Serra Stadium at half-time in this Pool A match. Australia through Sorello and Wetton have a 2-0 lead over the Red Lions from Belgium. And it didn't take long for the goals to be challenged, and interestingly, it was Australia's being challenged early on.
There was a great pass from Briels that saw Gunier pass across the face of goal. Charters called into action, but it wasn't long before Australian power dominated a penalty corner. Cirillo going through Vanash in the goal. It wasn't particularly well placed, but it was fired with some real ferocity. And then coming into the top of the circle, the ball falls loose, and a beautiful spin pass to Wetton gives him the easiest of tip-ins, albeit off his knees, having to keep real focus after the spin pass from Turner. He jumped both feet back to receive that. Deep into the circle, it was Charters who came out to close down a crash pass into his pads to deny Belgium any way back in, and then some risky defending led to an Australian chance from close on being fired into the front netting from Govers with everything he's got on the backhand. But Daneo wasn't done with a brilliant ball. Looking under his arm, the vision that he showed to deliver that into the circle, but nothing to come from it.
So 2-0 at half-time. Remember, throughout the tournament, we'll be showing you not only the score, but breaking it down during the breaks. And circle penetration's not much in it, not much in all those stats, really, Simon?
Yeah, and that'll give Belgium hope, because they were certainly not out of it. Yes, 2 early goals, but the Australian dominance physically didn't translate over the course of the whole half. Belgium came back in and created chances of their own. None went their way. But if they can start with the same intensity and not fall to a sucker punch from Aussies at the start of the second half, they could be right back in this with an early goal.
It's a pensive look from the Belgian fans at FIH_hockey, hashtag RHWC 2014. Like us on Facebook as well. Even just looking during the break, Australians sitting up in the middle of the night, middle of a Thursday night into early Friday morning there, tweeting. So it's a great way that the world of hockey can keep in touch, whether you're here at The Hague or anywhere around the world, watching on our live YouTube streams. Great way that we can connect with the hockey fans who are just so wrapped up in this tournament. Wonder how the Belgians will come out after half-time. We hope that they've got a question for the Aussies. Let's find out and throw a question at Mark Lammers or two with Michael Absalom.
Mark, your assessment of that first half, 2-0 down, not the best start.
No, it was not a good half for us. It was not aggressive enough. And I think against the number 1 of the world, you have to be sharper and put more energy in it. And it all has to do with energy. That's the main reason why the first half was not really good.
Your team are out there already ready to get going in this second half. What have you said to them at half-time?
Well, I think the build-up and then the game was okay, but we have to be more aggressive in the 1-against-1. And you have to win the 1-against-1s. And hopefully in the second half they're more aggressive and they can do something more than the first half.
Good luck. Go and get those goals.
Okay.
Great that the coaches share their thoughts among the pressure of the contest. Agree with his thoughts there, Simon?
Yeah, I wouldn't have been as critical as he was of his back division, but that's why he's the coach, because the Aussies did just impose themselves. They set out right from the first whistle with a high press, to force the Belgians out to either touchline and not let them transfer the ball through midfield. It got them those early opportunities. Did Belgium assert themselves? Maybe. Did Australia back off a little bit? Quite possibly. And the key to this will be, do Australia, from the pushback, step out that high press again, and can the Belgians cope with it?
Rob Hammond, injured and missing the London Olympics. Delighted to be back here for the World Cup. And the players are just waiting around for the necessities of the infrastructure to do their work. Can be a bit of a pest at times if you're trying to do some work in between matches, that sprinkler system.
Well, there's been a couple of cheerleaders.
Speaking from experience.
Yeah, cheerleaders reporters caught under the wash as we've been down pitch side over the course of these days.
Over at the other pitch, the Greenfield Stadium, and actually really does blow into the crowd, even if there's not too much wind around, which was appreciated earlier in the tournament. Oh, corner flags getting an awful hammering, and it'll be appreciated at the weekend. Second half underway. The men in goal attack the right of screen. The Belgians in their dark strip to the left, and 2 goals is the hole for the Red Lions.
And the translation of those coaches' words into either the actual intensity of the hockey or the physical intensity will be interesting. We've already seen a double green card early on for defensive contests, players going shoulder to battle for space. And if it just boils over into a physical contest, I think we could easily see some cards flowing.
Well, Ockenden, he's a man you don't want to give space. Eddie Ockenden, brilliance, makes it 3-0 for Australia. Wow. That is just too good.
Well, Benash has been beaten with pure power. This little move inside, what a dig, offering a pass, comes in, bosh! Benash doesn't even see that. He doesn't move his right leg. His balance is all off. Can't get his feet together. All his weight's on his right side. Jumps there, look. And that jump's what put him off. He needed to have the balls of his feet firmly anchored so he could drive either out or pull in using those internal muscles on the inside of his thighs. Doesn't do it.
Well, so often in the shadow of Jamie Dwyer and friends, Eddie Ockenden, he is of the creme de la creme world class, and he got to show us there. And, oh, what a dagger in the heart for Belgium early in this second half. The last thing Mark Lummers wanted to see.
Yeah, and that really does make it so difficult for Belgium. At 2-0, and with some impetus at the end of half-time, you thought it was coming back. But now with that third goal, it gives the Aussies a cushion and allows them to play with a little bit more containment. They won't take their foot off the gas, but it means they can just make a slightly more safe choice when they're doing passing options.
De Jong. And the goal scorer. I forget he's played more than 200 times, Eddie Ockenden. He's former Young Player of the Year, and Turner, or Hammond should I say. The 2 shaven domes now gleaming off this afternoon sunshine. Looks hot, but it's not. But might get some pretty warm temperatures on the weekend if the forecasters are right.
Oh, and in the middle of the pitch with that sun beating down, what will happen is the water will come out the pitch, the humidity will increase, and it'll make it really tough on the players. Just a couple of degrees change can really affect you if you're trying to play through a passage of play such as this, when your opponents, Australia, exerts themselves. So the Belgians doing running midfield defence, it's going to be so hard now.
Swan wins the free hit. He's still not happy, Rick Charlesworth, but oh, Swan going again.
Okay.
Orchard takes the quick pass. Wetton, it's a gold wave to right of screen. And Van Doren does well to hold up Jake Wetton, just for that moment, to force it to a free hit here, because, again, the Kookaburra is looking dangerous on the quick release. Orchard, quick in, Wetton lets the Young strike. It was on target, and the Van Ash glove stopped it from being 4.
And the awareness of an international side playing with real confidence.
Turn up, Hayward lifted, respite for Belgium.
Yeah, going back, we see here the interchange. Wetton knows, bumps the ball off for De Jong. De Jong short gripping, his hands are down his stick to get the shot away. Van Asch does get a left-hand glove to it, palms that one away, which, instantly enough, he's made good saves when they're wide of his body, but stuff that's been inside his reach hasn't dealt with quite as well as he would like.
Flo van Orbel trying to up the pace for Belgium. Chanchon Doman. Van Doren again. And that's off Wetton. There might be Aussies at home thinking, oh, it's the middle of the night, 3-0 up, should I go to bed? And then you remember another 3-0 scoreline in a big tournament of recent times. It finished 3-all. That was against Great Britain at the London Olympics at the pool phase. And this Belgium team don't discount their ability to score quickly and effectively. This is far from gone. They're the world number 5 for a reason, and we've still got a half an hour to play. Cirillo. Kavanagh. And a turnover.
Well, it's that kind of commitment that Belgium are going to need to show on every inch of this turf. Briel's going full length just simply to get an edge and deflect a pass.
And now Thierry's cross is hacked out of the air by Chris Cirillo.
Cirillo making sure of that because of Charlier on the far post, ready to volley it as it came down.
Nothing, play.
Charlier dispossessed, and that's a fine pass from Cirillo to Orchard, but a good tackle from Reckinger. And Xavier Reckinger finds a foot. Gugnat. Well, throwing in, Decider Lear is thinking of the reset, but putting it in, and free hit to Australia. Hayward in the right spot.
Thank you, keeper.
And Cuisins with the body check.
That was a great pass in, though. Creative and inventive, seeing a midfield channel policed by only one Australian defender. Turner, in the first instance, had really pinned Belgium to one side. I thought they weren't going to be able to get out, but it was a long, rasping pass into the heart of their D that was cut out by Hayward in the end.
Just need to get a bit of ball in that D more often. The Red Lions out of Belgium. Great to see them back at a World Cup. Finished 14th at 2002's tournament, and we haven't seen them since. It's a free hit just inside the back line.
Yes, you can play.
Govers able to clear.
Dangerous ball.
It's been an Aussie-Belgium double today.
Everybody
with
five.
the women, the Hockey Roos,
Dangerous
getting
ball.
all 3 points against the Red Panthers in the first game of the day. A bit tighter in that one as that crash ball is a favourable deflection for Wetton. Nice close from Gugnat.
Sideline.
Wetton could see he had nothing in front of him, so he was pulling the ball back into the midfield to get the second wave of the gold shirts coming up the pitch.
It's not that bad. Con crowd, play your part. Make a bit of noise for the Lions.
Go back.
We're talking about that double-up game, and it's very clever from the organisers. They're trying to put teams together so the fans can have the best experience. If you're coming in to see one of your teams, you may as well stay for the whole day and see both.
Well, of course, though, splitting the Dutch teams from day to day to ensure that there is the host nation represented each day. Will be the Dutch women later today. And Doran, Devon reads it well, but Bone wins the ball, and that's an important stick from Cirillo because Briels was waiting at the low post.
Great awareness from Cirillo. Boone who picked the ball up, and he just ghosted around his opposite number as he went in and then delivered that pass towards the far post. It was the perfect angle for a forehand deflection. And Cirillo just stepped the pace to his left, deflected it off his toes, edging it away to safety.
No, he's at 5, no. The
Again,
ball
Australia
run,
come
5
clear.
meters, play. The free kick is here and he
And that's a
here.
loose ball from
No,
Rob
5
Hammond.
meters are clear.
And still the umpires just ensuring they stay in control here.
problem with that one.
Torrens. Reckinger.
Reckinger with very little, and Australia have pressed very cleverly. Wetton high up on the circle, denies Reckinger an easy out ball, making him twist and dribble to his backhand, giving himself no real forward momentum or opportunity to get the ball clear.
Thierry with Dwyer. Oh, well played. Oh, but that touch is not so good. Knowles to Godas. The two relatives combined, and now Zalewski. Wetton once, twice, thrice. Is it still alive? Belgium's ball.
Oh, what an interchange. This pop ball, before that, the pop ball, Zalewski tries to get on top of it. Vanash manages a big barrier, left hand, and then kind of doesn't sit on top of the ball, but gets everything behind it. Wetton forcing it into him, penalised. Just to clarify that, if a goalkeeper is prone on the turf, the ball's in front, the field player has to make an effort to play it pull it away to try and go over or round. If you just drill it back into the static goalkeeper, considered to be dangerous, and you'll never get the free hit.
And if you're joining us and don't watch field hockey very regularly, but have seen ice hockey and seen goalkeepers just jump on the puck. Well, oh, there's a goal! Is that off a...
No, but he's put his arms down. He knows it wasn't, and he knows with the video referral system he'd get caught out if he called it.
A couple of months ago, yes, but it was a defender's stick inside the D. And the own goal rule no longer a part of. Plenty of time here. Charter is beaten this time. Flo van Obel finds a goal for Belgium, and the Red Lions pull one back.
Well, it's probably one of the slowest balls into the circle. The Charters might actually have even gone past it, but it gets hammered into the circle, and Van Obel stops it absolutely. Oh, we see here, that was the defensive touch, sorry. The line's wrong on the replay. This is the ball in that Van Obel picks, goes through two players, stops it dead, and then just sees the bottom corner, doesn't connect with it, but Charters, I think, has gone past that, and it goes underneath him. Big extension there, it does, nutmeg.
Well, it may have been Dochier who got the last touch in the end. Nonetheless, it's a goal to Belgium, and the main thing is they're back in the game.
They are indeed, and will that give them enough momentum?
Number 9.
Montes de Oca is suggesting something happened. There's a deliberate stick obstruction. He's saying he held the stick down. Belgium are going to be down to 10 men for the next 2 minutes.
What changes the game? Just a little. Was the goal that the contest needed.
And it won't rattle the Australians as such. The second goal certainly would, but they've been dominant enough in areas to know that if they just play a sensible game, the chances will open, the channels will open. The issue will be here is if Belgium are made to pay the penalty for only having 10 men, and Australia get that 3-goal lead again. Belgium have got the firepower if they can just have the defensive shape.
Cirillo. Wetton. Still. Penalty corner.
Penalty corner, yes.
It's no danger, guys. It's not dangerous for me. Huh?
It's on his knee.
Come it's on the shin pad. It's on the shin pad for me.
So the Aussies happy, the
can you hear me?
Belgians, should I say, happy enough to use their
The
referral
players
here.
saying that the ball was dangerous inside the circle, and I gave it for the foot. It's a high ball inside the circle. Yeah. Okay.
I will have a look at it.
Yeah, now that's cleverly done. The video umpire will see this. The ball pops in. Wetton who dinks it up, and there's that's not a bad call actually, because it's straight off Wetton's stick. Not there. It says he flails here one-handed as he goes into the ball there, dinks it up into the turf, but it's off hand to
Christian,
knee.
I have a decision for you. A penalty corner. The ball came off the defender's own stick.
Okay, so it's gone in front. Okay. Thank you.
So that's a burnt referral from Belgium. And we still have 22 minutes left in the game. So another blow in the context.
Okay, we don't have to wait 45 seconds anymore, just prepare.
Well, the penalty corner from Cirillo was the opening goal, and he's there again at the top of the tee with Knowles, as Godas prepares to bring in another nervous moment for the Red Lions. Having just got one back, I need to try and deny the Kookaburras here. Australia to return to a 3-goal buffer. Cirillo off bodies, and that came off Jamie Dwyer's body in the end. They're going back to a referral, I think.
Okay.
Before it hit Jamie Dwyer, might have come off one of those line runners.
I think that's come off the number 1 runner up into Dwyer.
Can you check if the ball is coming from attackers or from a Belgium stick and hit a straight play inside the circle?
I will check for you.
Yeah.
It certainly appeared to touch
but...
something. Some Belgians deflect the path of the ball. As it comes out to the top, Cirillo flicks it really hard, but it gets a touch. It's off toe of the number 1 runner's
Christian,
stick up
I have a
into
decision
Dwyer.
for you.
Yes, go ahead.
Penalty corner, the ball has come off the first wave stick.
Okay.
However, on that slow-mo replay, I don't know if we'll get the benefit of it, and the Belgians didn't ask for it. It still looks like it's close to the edge of the circle, right on the line.
An astute referral from the Kookaburras. And another penalty corner coming up, and same battery placed. Dwyer is on the edge. Perhaps he could be used as a variation. Zalewski's at the far right if they're going to go for something down low. But this man has got power. He just split them in 2 earlier.
Okay, get ready. Get ready. Okay.
Another nervous moment for the Red Lions. And it is a variation with Orchard strike well defended. Reckinger puts it away and Khoysins comes over halfway. Well, Devon reads the pass well and playing denier on Felix there.
Play. Play.
Showing how fit and quick Australia are. They managed to get more men back on that counter-attack than Belgium had up going forwards. Belgium trying desperately hard to defend that, but they had no men up high. And it was a complete misinjection. It was going to the right-hand side castle for Cirillo to flick, but it came out onto the forehand of the stopper in the end.
Dwyer. Right out of the meat of the stick. Took a deflection behind, long corner, Australia. De Jong.
Good.
3-time Olympian Liam de Jong. One of 4 members of this Australian squad that were a part of that drought-breaking golden goal win against the Netherlands in Athens in 2004. Still their only Olympic gold medal despite their great list of credentials. And a good moment there for Belgium as they come away. Dochier. And denier in behind Devon. Penalty corner as Devon came again, but it came off his body.
That was a super pass through Belgian midfield. Denier's picked that up with a pass before that to get it to him. And he knows that Devon's chasing back and he just tries to dink it onto his feet there. As Devon's spinning, can't get on the ball, doesn't know where it is. Denier pulls it back into him, wins the short corner. The awareness of Denier as he knew where Devon was coming. He knew that he couldn't get his feet round to execute the shot because Devon would have jabbed the ball away. So just pulling it back into the
9
space.
seconds, guys.
Unfortunately, again for Belgium, as they win a corner, as was the case late in the first half, Tom Bone is on the sideline.
2, 1, the line.
Denier and Khoysins look the most likely. Belgium to make it a 1-goal lead, just wide. Khoysins missing the target.
Well, both batteries stepped across to open up the space. Khoysins has whipped that round his feet, but never actually released the ball early enough to get it on target. It's still on the end of his stick as his shoulders have completely rotated, which is why he's just ended up pulling it away to the left.
Nice stick from Devon. And now de Jong and Govers. 3-1 Australia with 19 to play. there's just a sense that the Red Lions are making a bit of a move here as Troy ends. Well, tried to barrel through Hammond, but Hammond got a stick on the ball and wins the body check.
Oh, and I thought Belgium would come away with that. It looked like Hammond had just dinked the ball away in midfield.
Ockenden. Van Doren. Long corner. Gunners. Waits for this ball from Hammond. Pressure from the young man, Arthur Van Doren. 19 years of age compared to the 33-year-old Queenslander Roll Hammond. Now Guthers. Wrecking her there. Nice piece of skill from Doman. And Belgium come away well. Coysen's up to halfway. Knowles with a timely touch.
Great running from Knowles. Coysens knew that he had to try and accelerate to give himself half a chance. He took the ball to the air, but Knowles, one-handed, just extended reach, tapped it away to safety, forcing Belgium all the way back. Turner backing away, not pressing the Belgians to either side of the pitch.
Goda's cleaning up, but once again, the Red Lions will come here as Van Strijdonk works the right. Elliot Van Strijdonk does well. Oh, but Stockbroke's almost coming to grief. Here's a Belgian ball at the long corner. He's trying to beat them all himself. Stockbroke's, and he does a great job to earn another penalty corner. Well, he didn't have much help.
Well, they're going to video refer. It sounds like suggesting that's an obstruction. It's gone through Knowles.
Don't blow the whistle unless it's a free hit.
Oh, Mark Knowles.
No, they've not gone. They've let that go. Knowles making his point to Montes de Oca about don't blow his whistle. We see here, Stockbrook, you were saying, Quentin, he's just barreling through. Knowles has missed the ball. I'm not sure Stockbrook was ever going to get it. I can understand his frustration.
And Bone is on the field this time, as Belgium hope to make it 3-2. It is the talisman. Well charged at by Godas.
Well, that's a bizarre routine from Belgium because they've gone to the top. Reckinger, the stopper, has actually just touched it into the D, possibly to change the angle for Bone.
Great one-on-one challenge there from Ockenden to dispossess Charlier. Yes, it was different.
It makes it so hard for a drag flicker if they're not picking up a static ball. The way that Bone flicks, he's coming across his body, it makes it really hard because he wants to drag it straight and then rotate his shoulders and whip the ball or slide under it. To pick it from a slip position makes it really hard for him to go to either side. We'll see here, look, a little roll. Whether that's just to try and open up the left-hand post as we look, I don't know. But it does make it tough. That's a great defensive pick, though, from Ockenden.
And Strijdonk having to scurry to the back line with Turner trying to get in behind. Swan attacked it. Briels is there, but Knowles gets the stick. Doman. Stockbrooks. And again, Belgium with some space in midfield. Govers trying to keep up with Stockbrooks. Great work to Gugnard. The cross is deflected, but doesn't challenge Charter's goal. Another good moment for the Red Lions, who are coming at the Kookaburras here. Thomas Briels getting the stick low.
Well, in the European Championships, Belgium scored probably the goal of the tournament from their own baseline, and that was not dissimilar. Great strength through midfield. Gugnard found on the overlap with such pace down the right. What he did really well was get his eyes up to see what was in the circle, and Briels prepared to chuck himself full length, everything he's got physically with his eyes on the ball to create the tip-in.
A good moment for the Belgians in this second half. Sebastian Dock here with the only goal of the most recent goal after Australia made it 3-0 early in the second half, with Eddie Ockenden putting home a brilliant individual field goal. Now, again, Gugnard. Swan does enough.
Well, going back to what Lama said at half-time, is they just started poorly, Belgium, and they gave Australia that 2-goal lead. And that's exactly pretty much how it stayed for most of this game. Belgium competed across every area of this pitch, except for just those brief moments.
John Doman gets around one. Knowles, as ever. Well, now Doman's gone down. Gugnard. Terribly mistimed reverse stick cross. And now time stopped. There's a work out what's gone wrong with the 26-year-old John.
Well, Lamontas de Ocker decided to let that play go on because it didn't appear to be a head injury. If he perceived it was head, he'd have done something about it, but as it was, because he perceived it was hand or foot, and he's just let him carry on. And sure, rightly so, because Gugnard could have gone round the back.
Good to see he's up and okay.
Yeah, on that replay, it doesn't show us clearly what it's hit.
He's all right, that's the main thing. 13 minutes left. As the world #1 leads the world #5 by 3 goals to 1. Sun trying to make a bit more of a presence felt here at the Kyocera Stadium. Van Obel. Stockbrooks will now control. How do they go about it here, Simon, the Belgians? There's that element of set play, but this glory ball, well, it's almost worked again. It seems like the tactic, though. Well, they might play on the counter. We'll just hold that thought as Zalewski picks it up. Left for him there by Govers. Aaron Zalewski gets past Denier. Well, back for the free hit. A goal to Australia kills the game.
Does kill the game, and I think that's the crucial point, is that Belgium's success will be based on their team defence in this last 12 minutes. If they can deny Australia any further opportunities, potentially nick a goal at any point, they have the fitness, they have the physical conditioning to really put some pressure on Australia. So if they're going to be successful, it is all about conceding nothing.
Oh, Zalewski's touch allows Wetton to link back with Aaron Zalewski. Oh, just lost it off his stick and dribbled it over the back line. Not a good moment for Aaron Zalewski, the West Australian.
And you can sometimes argue that players think they're in different positions, but on this turf, where the infield is dark green and the outfield is light green, no excuse for it at all.
It's Thradonk with a nice touch. Van Obel trying to get past Swan. That's not an easy task. Troyens winds up. Hammond's stick puts it behind. Long corner, Belgium. Next goal here for the Red Lions will really have us on the edge of our seats. If they can penetrate this golden defence. Oh, Matty Swan with some brilliant control. Zalewski to Dwyer. And now Orchard. Swan's run hard for him infield. And Dwyer's come down as well. Jamie Dwyer back to the dangerous spot, but not a yellow singlet in sight.
Matty Swan, we just saw him in shot a moment ago before we've cut to Dwyer. He went from fullback with some individual brilliance inside his own 25 to pick the ball up and dribble in midair. 3D dribbling, some of the coaches call it, to come out, deliver the pass, and then lead all the way to the opponent's penalty spot.
Pensive times for the fans in red. Cirillo's ball lifted, so free hit for Denier. And just bottom of the screen there for a moment, you can see Rick Charlesworth pacing around.
That's good.
Yeah, I certainly think Belgium had the best in terms of possession. They've probably got a higher pass conversion rate. Australia have really failed to get hold of the ball for long chunks of time. Okay, they've got that lead and they can afford to be a little more conservative.
Well, Lockyer dispossessed, and again the speedy Wetton tries to take them all on, gets around to Saint-Hilaire, still Jacob Wetton, but no, Van Doren comes away, and now he's got some space to counter in midfield if he's got some gas. The exhausting nature of this contest is starting to tell with the space in midfield. Simon Gugnard with the stride. Good low stick from Timothy Deven. Well, sure what that was about, but Bone says, I'll play on. Tom Bone draws the foot, well played. Penalty corner, Belgium.
What do you want to refer?
It did not hit my foot.
Not good, okay.
Well, they go back to all the way. I don't think they
Give
can
me
do
a signal.
that.
Give me a signal. Okay, what do you want to know?
Free hit. That's off.
This is a long time ago.
You didn't play the ball with the
It has
foot.
to be immediate.
Okay.
I'm sure you can't go back.
Outside, yes. Dion, can you hear me?
So, is this
I
within
can
the
hear you,
confines of the video referral system?
The Australian team is saying that they didn't play the ball with the foot outside the area before the PC.
So this is for the original auto pass that Tom Bone
The
took
circle
For the free hit
and
before
dribbled the
PC.
back line and then drew the foot.
for the free hit.
Yeah, it's not the question about in the
Was
circle.
not offside.
In the circle is completely uncontested. That's a corner. But can they go back this far? It's the passage play here. It's where the free hit's given here. Prior to that Bone now takes. So it's before that we have to go even further back. So I'm
So
not
we'll have
sure.
another look.
So it's gone to referral, so they're allowing the referral to stand, but it's well before it's there. That's what the decision was given for, but I'm not sure.
Well, it's definitely not hit his foot. So if this is a legal challenge, which
Herman?
it seems
Yes.
to be, there will be no corner.
The free hit that was awarded outside the circle was off the hand and not a foot.
Okay,
That is the information I have for you.
yes.
Hand is the
Thank you very
stick.
much.
No infringement, no penalty corner, bully. And the contention here is whether or not they can go back those two phases of play.
Well, I think the
ball is
regulations
yours,
say
Christian.
something about
Give me-
like,
give me a second.
reasonable time frame or there's a degree of immediacy about it. Now, okay, the play was continuous, so there wasn't a moment when you could really appeal it. But
Outside the 15, Christian,
Lammers isn't
outside the
jumping up and
15.
down on the sideline, so
Outside
he
the
can
15.
probably understand the process.
Why?
That's going to
Okay,
be one
okay,
that may be
okay.
The bully
discussed
over
at
there. It's a
future
bully over
points.
there, okay? Guys, go on 5.
Well, there was certainly a degree of immediacy about it, and it did impact on the next contest. So, contentious, but
Yes, Dion.
the right result again, and that's the part of the system.
But interestingly enough, the discipline of the Belgian team to not then start to question the umpire was there completely. So you suggest that from the players' reaction, you can always kind of tell a little bit from the players' reaction if there isn't a massive flare-up or a...
It seems to have passed muster with the Belgians, doesn't
so
it?
it feels like it's the right outcome in the end.
And they've got 8.5 minutes to find 2 goals, if not more, Belgium. And the Aussies trying to hang on. If not, really shut it out with a 4th. Denier with a strong ball. That was off Deven's stick, long corner.
And you're right, Quentin, it does feel a little bit like they are holding on. There's not the creativity that they did show. They're all sitting back quite a long way, the Aussies. The Belgians doing really well, looking for the lateral transfers to play the ball around, wheeling up a centre midfielder to try and look for the direct pass into the circle. And if it then doesn't come, then playing down the flanks.
Decidedly, his ball was tapped by Chalier. Free hit. Gugnard wants to take it quickly. Off the Cirillo stick. Was there body? No, play on, no referral. Dwyer's away. And now Wetton has Orchard streaming in support. Off 2 sticks. Firstly, breaking secondly, Decidedly, and that's a long corner. Important defensive sticks from Belgium. The Kookaburras looking dangerous on the fast break. Now some trickery from Dwyer.
Well, he's got more skills in his locker than most players put together, so getting out of a tightly contested area, something that he's very much used to doing.
Well played. Van Doren and
The first one over here.
well, free hit to Australia. Absolutely vehement in their appeals for a foot there, the Belgians.
Yeah, they didn't have a video to go to.
Taps in for Wetton. Free hit, Belgium. You can really hear the desperation in all voices now as we get to the last gasp of this contest. Gugnard, Bone.
Play!
Nice skill again
Right
from
side,
Tom
right
Bone.
side, there it is. There's the pass. They've opened it up down the right. Bone's given it.
Oh, but not controlled by Jerome Troyens.
I'm not sure how Troyens has come out of that. There must have been a foot from Ockenden out on that left-hand side. The pass from Bone opened up the pitch, and that's what they need to do, is not get too goal-focused.
It's a great pass, but Bone has absolutely nailed Chris Cirillo. And it's a green card for Tom Bone.
Do you need assistance?
Yeah,
The big dog's hit the turf.
He has. It looked like Bone almost went shoulder to shoulder to create the passing lane. As the ball's opened up, he's almost run a basketball-style screen or a block.
Is that a green card for
It's taken Cirillo out.
Green card, yes.
Okay, number 27?
Number 27.
Here's a look.
Bone put himself in the lane, so Cirillo's down low and he's turned into Bone, which is what's exaggerated the hit because his head and shoulder are low.
So he'll cool his heels for a little under 2 minutes. De Jong. Godis. Long corner. Matt Godis. Trying to get himself on the board here. I'm sure a big contingent around Rockhampton in Queensland are watching. Well, of course, the mums, Leah and Kim of Jamie Dwyer and Matt Godis, are sisters. And Mark Knowles married to Jamie Dwyer's sister Kelly. It's a real family affair between that contingent in the Australian team.
Some kind of package holiday discount to The Hague.
Here he is, Mark Knowles.
Now, what's dangerous away off screen is the interchange between the Australian forward line. It's the running off the ball that creates the passing options for Australia. A player like Swan there, drifting out to the right flank, draws a defender with him that actually allows the ball to be played line to goal because there's a passing channel. It's not about the running for yourself, it's about the running for your team and the space you can create.
Time is becoming more of an enemy for Belgium. It always is when you're chasing the clock, but now inside 5 minutes to really put the wobblies among the Australians. They need a goal quickly, but it's at the right end of the park for the Kookaburras. Turner's ball in. Well, Devon posthumously arriving at the far post.
Turner knew exactly what he was trying to do. As he moved the ball left to right, he immediately dropped his hands down his stick, going to a short handle hit rather than the big long handle hit, driving it across towards the far post. Devon had arrived late, hadn't anticipated the play. Carter's not going to hurry. Waste a few seconds. Australia will interchange the ball between each other, and at this stage of the game, that's when 10 and 15 second blocks of holding the ball make all that difference.
So Australia plays England next on Saturday. Whenever you utter those two countries next to each other in a sporting contest, it's going to be something special. Australia and England. Belgium takes on Spain next, and then in the last phase of the pool section, Australia has India and Belgium has England. And unless there's a major change of events in 3 minutes and 20 seconds, Australia will return to the top of the pool after England went there momentarily earlier today with a win over Malaysia. Bone looking for that late drama. Thomas Briels, he's there waiting to throw himself at anything that comes in hard with a deflection. Tommy Bone with a quick auto pass. Turner, or Hammond should I say.
Well, and purely on ranking, England will be looking at this result with half an eye on it happily. Because an Australia win means that if they were to beat Belgium, they put themselves right back in that hunt for the semi-final positions.
Denier's touch lets him down, and surely the 3 points are going to the Kookaburras. He won't rest though until he hears the whistle. Now Govers. Just trot on it as he was trying to go through there. So Denier will take the ball. And again, the ability of the Kookaburras to jump their opposition. A penalty corner conversion in the 7th minute and a field goal in the 9th minute. This man was down 2-0 before he really settled into this windy scene here. And it looks like it's going to be enough as that massive overhead is searching for Godis.
And that was nearly the worst defensive touch from Van Strooydonk, because he deflected that infield to go with his lead. He just left it. It was going to bounce harmlessly away for Belgian possession.
Denies hit and hope, not controlled by Bone. 90 seconds to play. Swan.
Great change of direction. Swan taking the ball out to the touchline and then dipping back inside as soon as his defence had gone forehand.
Well, any goal now only changes goal difference. The 3 points are going to the men in gold. Van Doren. Stockbrooks back to Van Doren. When will we see the glory ball? Van Strooydonk to no one. And that might be the last time we see Belgium with an attack.
I don't know, it was for Gunnar was forcing that ball out, tried to be clever with an open-handed slap, not finding his teammate. It looked like he front-edged it and didn't get the direction that he wanted. And the frustration just finally starting to come out in Belgian faces.
Oh, and Turner brought down, but the umpire says play on. GT doesn't like the call, but nonetheless, well, no real danger at the other end. Young Hayward, he's one of the stories too. Just 21 years of age and being able to break into this very, very tough squad. He's linking with Turner. There might be a fourth for Australia before the whistle. Lifted too high by Turner. Hayward couldn't put it in anyway. It will matter little in the end. It wasn't a fourth, but Australia has done enough to return to the top of Pool A and remain undefeated at the 2014 Hockey World Cup. Australia 3, Belgium 1. And now the pleasantries exchanged after 70 minutes of intense competition. The world number 5 fought hard. The reigning champs were too good.
They were indeed, and there were just moments that they dictated the play, and it's a stereotyped Australian statement to say they come out hard, and every coach knows that. The Belgians did not anticipate that very well at all.
3-0 for Australia, 2 wins and a loss for Belgium. Belgium 1, Australia 3. So stick around for some reaction at pitch side. Chris Cirillo, the man to score first. His 79th international goal for Australia today. And Jacob Wedder not too far away from him. And Vincent Van Asch had a busy day at the office. Did have one ball go through his legs with that brilliant dribbling run from Eddie Ockenden. Mind you, his defence didn't really help on that occasion. As a keeper, Simon, I'm sure you would have been disappointed any time a ball goes through your legs, but Eddie Ockenden, given that much time, is a nightmare for any goaltender.
Well, Ockenden created his own space with a brilliant run inside as he dribbled in here. He faked it, came in, backhand smash, but I think Van Asch was slightly unsighted by the defender in front of him. As he comes in, he can't see anything. It's come off his right foot, rattled between his pads. It's sort of scorched bruise that you're not happy with. Great interchange on there. Some awareness between the two Australian players to create the shooting chance, but Belgium had chance of their own and was finished on the near post with the soft pass from Dokia into the bottom corner. Charters getting nutmegged as he committed to the post, and Belgium just kept coming. Gunnar, they're firing across, Briel's on his nose, commit everything to it, and you have to, as a centre-forward, go for everything. Bone not quite on the far post, and then finally, if Turner had just gone under his arm, the run from Hayward was there, but the pass in the end lifted, and Christian Blasch overturning the Australian chance for danger.
Well, a disappointing day for the Belgian fans. Great day for Australia, winning both the women's and men's clashes against the neighbouring nation to our hosts here in the Netherlands. It's England next for the Aussies, and Belgium will regroup and take on Spain. Let's get down to Michael Absalom, pitch side.
We'll start off with a reaction to that result. They're obviously very disappointing to go down 3-1.
Yeah, indeed disappointing because I think we had the chances to at least come back in the game, and the ball didn't want to go in, so we missed a bit of efficiency in the circle, and we need to put that right for the next game.
Did they catch you on the back foot early on, Australia?
Yeah, I don't know. They got the early goal in the second half, and this is where we lost a bit of control. But I think with the goal we made and the number of corners we had, we could come back in the game. But there's still two games to go in the pool, so this is the objective we have, to play match after match. So I think Australia will finish first, even if we lost today, it's nothing is finished up.
Bit of a windy day behind us. We've just lost our screen behind you, but go and rest up, and we'll see you in a couple of days.
Yeah, indeed, we're going to rest because the next game is as important as today, and we'll see what happens.
All the best. Thanks a lot.
Nice to hear from the Belgian captain, Jerome Troyens. So let's get back down to Michael, because Mark Knowles has joined him.
That's right, I've got Mark with me now. Mark, congratulations, another 3 points in the bank.
Yeah, it was. It was a big match for us, a very important game at the midway part of the tournament. Belgium had some success over us, and we really wanted to show where we were at, and I think we did that for the most part.
What were you most impressed with today?
Oh, I think the team effort, sticking at it. We were really good at the start of the first half, and mostly through the first half, and we started the second half really well. And against top teams, you've got to get as far ahead as you can, as quick as you can, and that was nice for us today.
Super excited about the next game. It's England.
Yeah, it's a big rivalry, obviously. Australia, England, always a great battle. We've always had tough matches, and no doubt we're going to get the same again.
All right, we'll see you in a couple of days' time. Well done.
Thanks very much. Ta.
All smiles from the Kookaburras skipper, and this is a reason why, because Australia is 3 from 3 and has 9 points from its opening 3 games in the 2014 World Cup. England only 2 points behind them, so we'll see 1v2 in the next pool game. Belgium still well and truly among the fight, and there's a bit of a gap. Spain and India need points today, but Australia too good over Belgium, 3-1.